Hello everyone, my name is Guilherme and this is the final devlog of my game that I made for Legendary 55 in 72 hours. I'm here with Sandtown and this video will be split into three parts. The first one will be the gameplay, so I'm here playing the game. I'll put this in full screen so we can have a look, and for some reason OBS gets a black screen for some seconds when I do this. Anyways, we are back. The second part will be making off of how I made this, because I've made this using Cave Engine, which is my own game engine, and many people are curious about that. So we showcase that. And the third part will be what I plan to do with this game, because I do have some plans. This is not like just a regular game that I put for the jam and forget about it. So I'd like to discuss this and see your opinion on that. So with that said, let me go ahead and start the game. First of all, I will just click here in what is this game, so you guys can see what it's about, and then we go ahead and play. So let me do this right now. Hi, this is a small experiment I made to create a relaxing building experience for you, the player. So sit comfortably, relax, and let your creativity come to life to build some tiny, amazing worlds to call yours. There's no winning or losing here, just you and the ability to summon objects in a sandbox, just like the old times. Enjoy! Alright, so this is the game. Let me go ahead and tone down the volume a bit, and OBS keeps doing its thing when I'm out, but we are back. And this is like a relaxing, as I said, city building game, so you can just take some time and enjoy building and crafting whatever you want, right? So if I click here and start building, I can go ahead and start observing the sandbox here, that I can place the objects here. The objects are all below. I can move with my mouse, use the mouse wheel to zoom in or out, a left mouse button to move the camera, and right mouse to rotate, of course. And then if I click here and drag this element, you can see that it gets added to the world. And that's basically it. This is all the mechanic of the game. So we have some randomly spawned entities here that I can use to spawn. For example, let me build a tall tower here, surrounded with grass. Close. Nice. Let me build another one. Maybe a smaller one. Or a tower of the same time. Same size, of course. Nice. And with that, I can keep building this. I can keep enjoying myself creating the world. And I have to say that during the development, I found myself lost by like a lot of times simply building this, which is kind of like a good signal for me, because it means that this game is somehow addicting and cool. Like, it's not something challenging or anything like that. It's just you enjoying the building process of this. And of course, if you don't like this, the bomb is, by the way, a way to delete an object. So if I place this and drop the bomb, it deletes. And I can randomize to get a new set of objects, which is cool, right? Oops. Place this one here. I want to have like a ground. Oh, this one. I like this one. Nice. And it is a very simple game. It's a simple concept, right? But again, it is something that I myself am finding very like pleasing to do and to relax. Like, I'm thinking here about some planning to do some great architecture. It's great, you know. And I'm curious to see what you watching this think about that, because I personally like this idea a lot. Let me build some towers here. I'm enjoying this rounded ones. It does have like this random nature to it, so the items that spawns here are a bit random. Oh no, so this is a big problem. You can add stuff on top of other stuff. I was not a lot worried about that, but some people pointed out that I may fix this. Yeah. Let me wait for a bomb so we can remove this. Here we go. I think I missed some ceiling here. Not what I want to add. Oh, by the way, you can add trees here on top, which is kind of funny. Let me add some trees here. And I want to do like a final tower to finish this gameplay. Nice, I'll be able to build a very tall one. Oh, wow. Now we ended here. So yeah, this is the gameplay. This is basically it. And I kind of like it. I enjoy this. Let me actually take a screenshot of this because I find it nice. Really good. Oh, and then I don't understand full screen here. Anyways, let me get out of full screen. So this is part one. This is the gameplay. Of course, once you're happy with it, or if you're not happy, you can always click here to restart, and then it restarts for you, and you can start building again. And if I go back to the menu, regular procedure, right? So this is part one. This is the gameplay, and now I will show you a little bit about how I made this using Cave Engine. There's not a lot that I want to show you, but I want to show specifically. So the game is split into 3 different scenes, and something interesting. Oh, before I show this game exported only weighs 10 megabytes, which is crazy. The engine is 4 megabytes exported, and the game data itself is 6 megabytes. It's all custom data for Cave, and I'm very proud of that because 10 megabytes for a game like that it's crazy. Nowadays, like if you export something in Godot or Unity or Unreal, I'm not sure about Godot. Godot is very lightweight too, but a blank project will probably take a couple more megabytes than this, so it's great. Anyways, the game is split into 3 different scenes. The main menu that you are seeing right now. So I've manually placed this startup scene, and there are some buttons here, and these buttons does things. One of them goes to the other scene, which is the tutorial, and the start building goes to the gameplay scene, which is a similar scene but with different UI and different scripts here. So the player does have a Python script, and this Python script, let me edit this real quick to show you, it's Python code, which is very nice. It does have 254 lines of code, nice, but this is not everything because many other stuff such as the buttons and the entities itself, if I go to items, I can see all the building parts here, and they do have logic in it. For example, the wall, if I double click it, you can see that I can edit this. This is a entity template, which is the same thing as like a prefab in Unity or a blueprint in Unreal, but for Cave Engine. I do have the wall, and then I do have a logic here to randomly place some parts, some props like a pole or a window or a platform and so on. So very simple code to randomly place this object here, and they also play sound. So I do have extra code inside each object, and the buttons as well have code in it. So for example, the randomize button, I believe what it does is, so I have the button here, and then the UI element have a behavior, which is kind of nice in Cave. I can preview this. Very nice. They do have a style to share the same style with other buttons. This style does have a nice slicing thing going on, and the style itself, if I edit this, it does have like a function to play a sound when you mouse over the button, or when you click, it does have a function, a sound as well, which is great. And then I can add another behavior. For example, when I click this specific randomize button, can execute this script that basically gets the player, then gets the player controller component, which is a Python script, and then calls a randomize slot, which is a script, a method that I created, right? So yeah, this is how it works in Cave, but what I want to show you in this video is the timeline editing. If I go back to the content and go back to the main menu, of course, you can see here that I do have the what is this game, and if I play and click here, hi, this is a small experiment I made to create a relaxing building experience. Got it. Let me stop the game. So what is this going on? What is this doing? It is going to another scene, which is the tutorial scene that you can see here. And if I double click the scene, you can see something going on. I do have a weird scene and a bunch of disabled objects here. If I expand this, what is going on here? Well, I do have a cutscene, and Cave Engine now supports cutscenes. We call it timeline, but if I double click it, it shows a timeline. I can click to toggle the preview. So this is the timeline, and I can move left and right and see everything going on and appearing on screen, which is kind of nice. I do have a lot of objects here. Most of these objects, they are templates, and the template itself, like, it's the same template that I use in the game, and they do have a logic to show up and disappear with an animation already, so I don't need to animate this twice. I just toggle the visibility of the template and it does the rest for me, which is kind of nice. And so you can see that most of the objects I'm only animating the visibility, so they are disabled. This pine, for example, that I'm selecting is this one. You can see that it does not have any keyframe, but does have like the visibility toggled here at this point. So if I change the frame, you can see that it disable and enable at that point, which is nice. And the objects such as the camera, for example, let me see, where is this camera? This one here. I don't know if you can see, but there's a line here, and this is the trajectory that this camera does, and it does have a transform component here with position and rotation and keyframes, which is nice. You can also see here that this is animated. I currently does not support, so you can see it moving. See? And here on top, I'm setting the cameras. So I'm toggling the camera 1, camera 2, and camera 3. We do have 3 cameras here in this cutscene, which is nice, and it toggles between them. So you can see here in the preview, the object appearing. There's no animation in the object in the preview, because this animation is executed when a game is being executed, because it's part of the template, not a timeline thing. But you can see that it was very easy to do this. It took like an hour or less to do all that, including the voiceover, because if you notice, there's a voiceover and the text and so on. So I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with this option in Cave. You can see here the other camera being animated. There's a lot of objects, and this by Uniday, created by Uniday Studio. Is also text. It's an UI element, and I toggle the visibility here. You can see, but if you go back to the video, you can see that there's like a fade out animation. There's no way to animate the UI element yet, but what I did is I just created a Python code, and then I animated that using code. So this is me animating the alpha, so it fades out, right? So if I can't animate this, I can use code and it will work just fine. So that's why you're not seeing this fading out here in the editor, but you are seeing once I hit play. And one last thing that the timeline supports is I can add a callback, for example. You can see here that there's a Python callback right in the beginning, and what it does is play the voiceover. So this is what it does. And in the end, there's another Python callback that changes the scene. This is a trick that I do to change scenes in this project. I have this object called fade out, and once I activate it, it starts fading out, as the name suggests, and it does have a Python code that after a second, it just changes the scene to whatever you want, so, or quits the game. So this is how it works. This is how the timeline works in Cave, and I'm very happy for that. Like, it's something very versatile and simple at the same time and easy to learn. So yeah, that's basically it. So that's it for the second part of this video, and the third part, let me enter right now at 15 minutes, is what I plan to do with this game. The first thing is I want to finish the legendary, and I want to finish the the voting time, the voting period for the gem. And let me actually open here. I had some stuff, some interesting stuff open here to show you guys. So this is the page, the legendary page. It's kind of a nice page. It does have the Sandtown, and then a trailer, which is the one that you saw in the beginning of the video. Then some screenshots. I already have 9 ratings, which is crazy because I haven't started rating the other games yet. So I need to do this as soon as possible, but I'm very happy with the feedback. I'm having a lot of cool stuff here, so I'm happy with that. And then of course, I want to finish this. I want to rate the other games to have the 20 ratings that Legendary requires. And then this is my itch.io page, which is pretty much the same, right? I'm already having some comments, which is great. I don't have any screenshots yet, but I'm having a lot of feedbacks. And what I want to do with this game is I kind of want to try to turn this into a commercial product, because I've been seeing a lot of similar stuff lately on Steam. For example, this game that I made was inspired by another game. Let me try to find it. The game is called Summer House.
Hi, I'm Friedemann. I've been made.
Let me pause this, and even like the introduction is similar, and it's basically a building game, a very simple building game, and it does have thousands of reviews and people really like this. There's no goal in this game, which is fine, which is nice. And this is not the only one. There's a lot of other games, for example, Devlog, this game as well. I believe that this game is as simple as my game, maybe even more, because it's a fixed window viewpoint, and I don't think you can pick the different blocks. Anyways, so it's a simple game. It's on Steam and does have a bunch of positive reviews. So I'm finding this entirely genre. I don't know how to pronounce this. English is hard. This is what I want. I don't know how to pronounce this word. English is hard, but I'm finding this entire new thing that people enjoy, and I enjoy too. So yeah, I definitely want to experiment with that. And what I have in my mind is, if I see the analytics for this game of mine, I'll show you some of them. I just made it. Let me update the page so you get the newest analytics. You can see I have 90 views and 23 downloads, which is a very high rate. Like, it's almost 25% of people that goes to the page downloads it, which is crazy high in my opinion. And then the CTR, of course, there's not a lot of views yet to call this valid statistics, but still promising. Like, people get curious, and the game is 10 megabytes, so yeah, I don't know. And then the click-through rate is 5%, which is high in my opinion too. So this data, of course, there's a thing, like most of it comes from Legendary website, and people that come from Legendary, they want to download the game, of course, but still, like, and I do even have search for Sandtown in itch.io, which is crazy. Anyways, this is some interesting data, and I was thinking, what if I put this game for like $1 or something like that and marketed this on Facebook? I do have a lot of experience with paid advertisement on Facebook. I've spent like a couple of dozens of thousands of dollars already, like a lot of money, maybe $100,000. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I do have a lot of experience with Facebook ads, and I want to try to market this. So this is what I want to see if it will work, because indie game is hard. It's not easy to do indie game. As you can see here, it's not easy. But people are selling all sort of garbage nowadays on the internet, and they're earning money. So I'm thinking, well, what I do is not garbage. At least I don't consider garbage. What if I manage to figure out how to sell this? So instead of selling garbage, I'm selling an actual product, something like good that people will enjoy. And of course, I will improve this game, but like for $1 or $2, well, I think this is a good deal. So I might try this. And the reason why I would try this for like $1 or $2 is because Facebook, if you know how it works, Facebook advertisement, it's not free, right? So you need to pay enough for people to see the ad, and then you need to pay enough for those people who saw the ad, clicking it, and you need to pay enough for all those people that clicked in the ad actually decide to buy the product. So in the end, you are spending a lot of money, and there's a lot of cases. Myself, I've experienced that I lose money trying to sell something because I pay more money for Facebook than anything else. So this will be an interesting experiment. Like, can I sell, for example, can I put this game for $1 and profit for it? Probably not from Steam, because Steam takes like 50% in the end because you need to pay taxes and stuff like that. But maybe from Niche.io or like Stripe or a dedicated platform. Can I profit from it for a 90% margin or something like that? Meaning that if the game is $1, I'm probably gonna have to put like 60 cents or 70 cents per sale on Facebook to get like a profit. Otherwise, it will be loss. But I'm interested to see that. And let me know in the comments if you are interested. This is a very different type of thing that I actually never saw a game dev do this for real. And I'm tempted to do this. I'm tempted to like separate, I don't know, $100 or stuff like that to try this. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you know other different strategies. I'm not new to this. I've been making games for 15 years. I have games published on Steam and my Ludendary entries as well. This is my 20 time participating on Ludendary. So this is all games I made, and all those games I try to generate some income one way of other, and I don't have a lot of success with that yet. Like the games, some games are very popular, some games got a lot of views, not of course millions of views level popular, but some games are cool. But I don't have a lot of income, and I believe that if I do this test and if I share, people will actually benefit from this as well, because or you may also find that it's possible to market your game. I don't know. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. And that's it for this video. It wraps up for this video. Again, let me know in the comments, and I see you in the next one. Bye.